And what is up everyone, welcome back to another one on the A-Team channel. Today's one is going to be quite important, especially for any of you out there that are part of the cancelled Cambridge exam movement for 2021. Seriously, I've gone through all of your comments and some of you have even started messaging me directly on Instagram. So I thought, you know what? This is clearly affecting a lot of you psychologically and mentally. So I thought instead of just making another video on this and playing into all of this, I'm going to step up and try and give you guys a solution. And I really mean that. So make sure you watch all the way up until the very end, as I have some instructions that I lay out if you want the exams to be cancelled by Cambridge for the summer of 2021. Also, the more people that you can get to support this and the channel itself, it would be better to do so. So make sure to share this video around, as I personally believe if you take actions from this video, it could very well be the deciding factor for your exams this year. Now, with all of this uncertainty roaming around, it really isn't doing anyone any good. So let's finally get to the bottom of this. Firstly, before we dive right into the cancellation of exams, I think you all need to understand
what the alternative
arrangement is
should exams get cancelled.
Cambridge, in the last update on the 19th of February, outlined that for the small number of countries and regions where the exams have been impossible to go ahead, these students will be having evidence gathered to determine them with their teacher assessed grades. Now, I already know that some of you are all for this. I want you all to understand that this year's preparation and what Cambridge and even what Ofqual here in the UK have been outlining, which is slightly different to last year, and not everyone is too well acquainted with this. There are a significant number of things that differ from last year. For example, schools can only base their judgments of the candidates' achievements based on demonstrated achievement and not on speculation. So that means they cannot speculate whether a student would have gone on to do better if it wasn't for the pandemic. Centers will have to identify a portfolio of 3 pieces of work for students, and the type of evidence constitutes past papers, coursework, mock exams, questions, users tests, essays, practical tasks, assignments, etc. Cambridge have also specified that the quality assurance checks will also take place. Likewise, this is what Ofqual have also stated from their consultation here in the UK, and that means that centers will have to show the evidence. And this is what the major difference between 2021 and 2020 is, in the sense that all of the evidence will be submitted to the examining boards and the justifications have to be made as to why students received the grades that they did. So this could potentially be one of the reasons why schools would prefer the exam route as opposed to the teacher assessed pathway, because there's a hell of a lot more work to do than if it was just exams. Now, I really wanted you guys to understand that, because the alternative arrangement to exams, not a lot of people are acquainted with it, and it's not as simple as just saying that you're going to get a predicted grade from the teacher. As I've just specified, the grades will be very much dependent on what you have previously demonstrated and what you can demonstrate in the coming weeks, as this is how your grades will now be formulated. Now, if you prefer to have this method in place for awarding of your grades and you still want exams to be cancelled, then like I said at the start, so I did some thinking and I thought that all of this confusion is not doing anyone any favors, and it's incredibly difficult to be studying not knowing or having any certainty of what might happen. Like, I keep trying to imagine and trying to put myself in your shoes right now, and I do seem to think that trying to study and get into the right mind frame for exams would be absolutely crazy to do so at this moment in time. So here is my solution. So instead of just calling Cambridge up this time around, I thought, you know what, I'm going to physically write to them. And this is the part where I want you guys to step in. I'm going to include every single one of you in the letter, so that when I sign it off, I'm going to have all of your names alongside it to say that you guys want the exams to be cancelled. In this letter, I will explain the difficulties of what some of you have been facing with the school closures since last year. I will talk about how by having exams cancelled in one region like the UK, where school closures have not even occurred to the same extent as other places, how that leads to unfairness and inequality. I will also discuss how the uncertainty complex will lead to a downturn in students' performances this year. So look, if you are serious, as some of you have been showing that you are, then I want you guys to get subscribed to the channel first and foremost, and then head over to Instagram and hit that follow button there and DM me with your full name and the name of your school and the region that you are from and why you want the exams to be cancelled. Also, make sure to get your friends to do the very same thing. You know, the more numbers that we present here, the more stronger this case will be. I will then put all of the names and sign off the letter myself and present that to Cambridge, and then we will see what their response to this is. So look guys, a lot of you can't seem to get in touch with your government, or schools are refusing to listen to what you guys have to say, you know, and I don't want to be dragging this out any longer than it needs to be, and I want you guys to have some sort of certainty. So let's finally take some action and go straight to the source and see what they have to say. I will of course be updating all of you throughout the process. That's if any of you want this to be going ahead. And like I say, in order to commit, get subscribed to the channel and go and DM me on Instagram, and let's finally settle the score with Cambridge once and for all. I really hope this one was helpful to you guys, or will prove to be. My name is Amin, and I will catch up with you another time.